my fellow panelists and associates of Tech Mahindra. I am very thankful to Josh for inviting me to be here this evening as one of the panelists to speak on this very important subject on corruption just one day before elections. My friends, introduced as an expert on the subject. I am not here just because I am an expert on this subject, but because I feel very strongly about this subject. I come from a public relations company called Solus Media. We public relation professionals do a lot of public relations for a lot of our clients, but we hardly do any PR for our own selves. Some time ago, when we thought of doing something for our own selves, we were clueless. We didn't know what to do. Then we somehow thought that we should organize one essay writing competition on corruption. And in response to that essay writing competition call that we gave, and 250 entries were received. One of the 250 entries has caught our attention. A boy of 9th class said, if I were to be a doctor, I will introduce a vaccine so that people will be harnessed. And if I were to be an engineer, I will construct a bond between honesty and dishonesty, he said. And he went on and added that there are so many scams that have been unearthed over a period of time in this country in the last several years, and he has asked us to check if there are scams on every alphabet in English. Then we went and searched, did a lot of research. For our surprise, what this little boy predicted, said, and proved to be true. Friends, it's a matter of great shame to share it with you at this occasion that we have found every one scam on every alphabet in English literature, and there were many scams on single alphabet. Probably India is the only country to have scams on every alphabet in English. And as we all know, as a children, we used to learn A for apple, B for ball from a to Z alphabetical chart. Today, there are so many scams that have been unearthed, more than 300 of them in the last 10 years. If we put them into a chart, we will be able to make A to Z scams chart, which we have recently launched. And the scam goes something like this. If you see, we used to learn A for apple. Now see this A to Z scams chart. If the scams continue like this, in future we need to teach our children, instead of A for apple, A for railway scam. Instead of B for ball, we have to tell them B for Bofas scam, C for Kabla scam, D for Dharmateja land scam, E for Enron scam, F for fodder scam. Friends, we learn honesty is the best policy. Today, I believe it is an empty slogan. There is no value. If you see the kind of money that is being spent by the various political parties as well as government in this current ongoing elections is 30,000 crores. Friends, India is the only second biggest country in the world after United States of America, which spends nearly 40,000 crores for their presidential elections. We are just a little behind them, and the overall spent during this elections time is 30,000 crores. You know, each member of parliament is legally allowed to spend 70 lakh rupees. Similarly, an MLA is allowed to spend 28 lakh rupees. If we have a 543 MPs, each one spending 770 lakh rupees, roughly they are legally allowed to spend 380 crores rupees. And election commission is spending 3,500 crores. Nearly 4,000 crores of money is being spent in the media, on the media, promoting these elections. All these put together about 8,000 crores. Out of these 30,000 crores, 22,000 crores is spent by our political parties. Today, politics has become a business. If you invest money in a business, you would like to get a return on your investment. And this 22,000 crores which is invested in these elections, now I am sure they would like to recover that money. These 22,000 crores will become a seed capital for future scams, my dear friends. You must note this. India, nearly 40% of a population has a first time exposure to corruption in this country. ఇందు గలడందు లేదను సందేహం వలదు, ఎక్కడ చూసినా స్కామ్లే. ఆకాశంలో స్కామ్, శూన్యంలో స్కామ్, పాతాళంలో స్కామ్, మైదానంలో స్కామ్. There is a scam, 2G spectrum scam, and scam in పాతాళం. పాతాళంలో స్కామ్ అంటే కోల్ స్కామ్, మైదానంలో స్కామ్, కామన్వెల్త్ గేమ్ స్కామ్. Scams are there everywhere. Declared assets of every parliament member, last 5 years back it was 1.86 crore. Today, average asset of a parliament member today is 5.86 crores. Imagine how much assets have gone up of the member of parliaments. The average assets of MPs used to be 1.86 crore 5 years ago. Today, it has gone up to 5.86 crores. I have just read one news item of an MP who is contesting in Kurukshetra, who reported that he owns a jewelry worth 10.86 crore. If you calculate the total number of declarations by these all MPs put together, there is a jewelry worth 900 crore rupees owned by all these members of parliament. Friends, while this is the situation of our country, see the situation of Andhra Pradesh. The 45 days run up to the elections has earned a very bad name for the state of Andhra Pradesh. All over India, more than 230 crores of money was seized, and half of that happens to be from Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh is gradually earning a dubious distinction of the most expensive state politically. Recently, this is revealed by none other than the Chief Election Commissioner, Mr. V.S. Sampath Kumar. What is the use in just keep on blaming, accusing each other? What are the solutions that are available for us? There are so many solutions. No lock is ever manufactured without a key. Where there is a problem, there is a solution too. The first and foremost solution for these kind of problems are radical political reforms are required. And these politicians are not allowed to be contested more than 2 times. There must be a 2-party election system, and only national parties, candidates are allowed to participate in the national elections, and state parties are allowed to participate in the state elections. There should be a minimum 2 terms for any elected representative and not more than that. There must be minimum educational qualifications to a politician. Voting must be made compulsory. There are 22 countries in this world which have made voting as a compulsory. As long as voting cannot go up, we will not be able to elect a proper leader who can serve the masses. UK has had a similar problem like this several years ago. When a member of House of Commons demanded money to ask a question in their parliament, the then Prime Minister of United Kingdoms, John Major, appointed a Nolan committee, and they came up with a few guidelines to be followed by the public representatives, political representatives. And Nolan committee has recommended 7 principles that is to be followed those who are in public life. And these include, 1 is objectivity, 2nd is leadership, 3rd is integrity, 4 is selflessness, 5 is openness. 6 is accountability. 7 is honesty. These principles must also be implemented in India. Several judgments of several courts have observed that such guidelines must be also issued for the local politicians. Today, our value system must be strong. India is known for its value system, but unfortunately, values are deteriorating over a period of time. Right is right, even if nobody is practicing. Wrong is wrong, even if everybody is practicing. So we must have a right values for our political leaders as well. Some time ago, Outlook magazine has done a survey on who are the most useful to the society. Our political leaders are ranked 14th, just above the black marketers and pimps. Such is the reputation of our politicians. Our communication is wireless, our telephones are cardless, our offices are paperless, our business transactions are cashless. Our cooking is fireless, our food is fatless, our dishes are tasteless. Our education is valueless, our youth is jobless. Our labor is effortless, our commitment is aimless, our religion is creedless, our belief is godless, our relations are loveless, our feelings are heartless, our smiles are expressionless. Our arguments are baseless, our attitude is careless, our lives are meaningless, our existence is useless. Our politicians are shameless, politics are characterless. Mr. Padma Nabaya, a former Home Secretary, recently while addressing a gathering in Hyderabad said, he follows 3 principles before choosing a right candidate to be voted. He said, if he knows that if there is any candidate that is giving money, buying votes, he will not vote for him. He also will not vote to such a candidate whose family more than 3 people are contesting in the elections. Third, he said, whosoever candidates' assets have gone up by more than 3 times in the last 5 years, he doesn't vote for them. This is how we need to choose a right candidate before we vote. We must encourage more women to get into politics. We must move women reservation bill very fast. You may say there are many women politicians who have been in the news for corrupt practices. I am not saying women are not corrupt, but what I am trying to say, as far as my knowledge goes, women are less corrupt than the men. We must encourage more and more women to get into politics. To ensure honesty in politics, accountability must be implemented. To ensure accountability, those who erred, are involved in corruption, do wrong things, must be punished. Our law system must be spruced up. Stringent laws must be introduced, and justice must be delivered fast. Justice delayed is the justice denied. We have seen in a film called Damini, Tariq pe Tariq, says the lead artist of that film. Today, there are hundreds of thousands of cases which are pending in the courts of law, and years pass by, but no judgment comes. If you see in United States of America, they have introduced a law. According to this law, which is introduced in 1977, no company is supposed to bribe anyone in the outside US. Such companies will be punished. We must develop a sense of belongingness feeling to this country. Responsible citizenry is what is required. And there is a country, South Korea, which has got independence on the day what we have got on August 15th. We got independence in 1947, they got independence in 1945. When they got independence, at that time there were only 3 graduates were there. Now today, 97% of our people are illiterate there. There is a doctors don't use prefixes because they say there are chartered accountants, there are many other professionals who do not use prefixes. That's why doctors don't use prefix, and everybody involves in nation building activity. So every Indian must be involved in nation building activity. Country first, party next, self last. This must be the message we must communicate. Some time ago, one politician while talking said a situation about India. He said, situation one step forward, two steps backward, situation awkward. Friends, before something drastically goes wrong, it is our duty to protect our country. Every Indian must come forward and help protect this country, and it is our country and we can only make a difference. Thank you.